Habits have a huge impact on our lives, often more than we realize. They can either work against us or help us stay focused and succeed. It's important to know how to let go of habits that distract us and build ones that help us focus. Most people let their habits control them, acting automatically without thinking about why they do what they do or if there's a better way. This video invites you to take a close look at your habits. By doing so, you can figure out which habits are helpful and which ones are not. With some effort, you can turn bad habits into good ones and make your positive habits even stronger. Habits are shaped by your willpower, whether you're aware of it or not. When you repeat an action many times, it becomes a habit. The more you repeat it, the stronger and more natural it feels. Once a habit is formed, it can feel like a part of who you are, making it hard to change. But you can break any habit by focusing strongly on its opposite. Our lives are shaped by practical, emotional, and mental habits, which can lead to either success or failure. Like folding a piece of paper in the same place over and over, habits create grooves in our behavior, making us repeat patterns. As we age, we often act automatically based on these patterns. But it's just as easy to create good habits as bad ones, so we should work on forming good ones. We are responsible for our own habits. If everyone focused on building good habits, the world would be a much happier and more successful place. Habits form quickly in youth, but it's never too late to take control. The best time to start shaping your habits is now. How to change habits? First, work with your natural tendencies. Make your nervous system your ally, not your enemy. Instead of fighting against your instincts, guide them in a positive direction. For example, if you tend to feel anxious in stressful situations, instead of trying to ignore it, practice deep breathing or mindfulness to calm your nerves. This way you guide your body's natural response, stress, toward a positive outcome. Or if you have a tendency to get distracted easily, work with it by setting short, manageable tasks. Break big projects into smaller chunks to match your focus levels and avoid overwhelming yourself. Second, be determined and consistent. Building or breaking a habit requires serious effort. If you're not fully committed, it won't work. Stay consistent and don't make exceptions until the new habit is well established. Third, surround yourself with support. Focus on habits that align with your values and goals. Avoid temptations that can lead to bad habits and treat every day as a fresh start to reinforce habits that help you succeed. How you can identify and overcome bad habits. Bad habits are behaviors that negatively affect our lives, yet we often continue doing them without realizing the damage they cause. These habits form over time, usually through repetition and exposure to certain triggers. For example, someone might overeat when stressed, bite their nails when anxious, or experience emotions like anger, jealousy, craving, or lust. Over time, these behaviors become automatic, making them difficult to break. Common bad habits include anger, jealousy, and craving or lust. Anger often develops when people repeatedly react to situations with frustration or hostility. Over time, this response becomes a natural reaction to stress or conflict, whether with family members, colleagues, or strangers. Similarly, jealousy is an automatic reaction that can develop from comparing oneself to others. When people consistently focus on others' successes or happiness without reflecting on their own progress, envy can take root. Craving and lust develop when individuals constantly pursue desires, such as material possessions, unhealthy relationships, or instant gratification, leading these impulses to dominate their lives. These habits are reinforced through repetition and the temporary relief or pleasure they provide, making them harder to overcome. Bad habits don't require effort because they've been reinforced over time. The question is, how can we break free from them? Quitting bad habits can be challenging, but it is not impossible. Here's a simple 3-step process to help replace bad habits with good ones. 1. Understand your habit. The first step is awareness. Recognize the bad habit and how it affects your life. For instance, if you frequently get angry, acknowledge it and reflect, is this helping me? Is this bringing peace to my life? Identify the triggers behind your habits and the situations that make them worse. Awareness creates the foundation for change. Second, focus on the disadvantages. Think deeply about the harm caused by the bad habit. Just as you wouldn't buy a product if you saw its flaws, you'll naturally want to distance yourself from habits that bring harm to your life. The more you focus on the negative impacts of anger, jealousy, craving, or lust, the more your mind will resist them. For example, anger can damage relationships and increase stress. Jealousy can prevent personal growth, and unchecked cravings can lead to dissatisfaction and imbalance. Third, replace with good habits. Substitution is key. For example, if you often get angry, practice silence instead of shouting. Cultivate thoughts of love and kindness. If jealousy arises, practice joy for others' success. Celebrate their happiness as if it were your own. If you're drawn to cravings, redirect your focus to contentment and gratitude. The two sides of the mind. Think of your mind as having two animals. One is dangerous, representing bad habits and negative thoughts. The other is calm and wholesome, representing good habits and peaceful thoughts. Whichever animal you feed will grow stronger. If you keep feeding the dangerous one by giving in to anger, jealousy, or craving, it will dominate your mind. But if you choose to feed the calm and wholesome side by practicing kindness, forgiveness, and mindfulness, it will flourish and eventually control the dangerous side. Practical steps to build good habits. First, practice forgiveness. Let go of grudges and small irritations. Forgiveness is essential for inner peace. Second, spread loving kindness. Regularly wish happiness for others, even those who upset you. Third, stay mindful. Be aware of your thoughts and actions. Replace negative thoughts, feelings, or actions with positive ones before they take root. By consistently feeding the wholesome side of your mind, you will weaken the hold of bad habits. Over time, they will disappear, leaving you with a life filled with peace and positivity. In conclusion, bad habits are formed through repetition and often serve as temporary coping mechanisms. While they can be difficult to break, understanding their causes and implementing strategies to replace them with positive behaviors can lead to a healthier and more fulfilling life. With determination and support, anyone can overcome bad habits and create lasting positive changes. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new here. See you in another video.